Hello and welcome to Community College. Today is July 9th, 2026. I am the facilitator for today. My name is Andy, and today on Community College, we're going to discuss today's birthday boy, if you will, the life and time of Bon Scott, lead singer of AC/DC. Ronald Bon Scott, born July 9th, 1946, passed away February 19th, 1980. He was an Australian singer who was in the second lead vocalist and lyricist for the hard rock band AC/DC from 1974 till his death in 1980. In July of 2004 issue of Classic Rock, Scott was ranked number 1 on the list of 100 greatest frontmen of all time. Hit Parade ranked Scott as 5th on their list of 2006 100 greatest heavy metal vocalists of all time. With AC/DC, Scott performed on the band's first 7 albums. High Voltage in 75, TNT in 75, High Voltage in 76, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap in 76, although not released until 81 in the United States, Let There Be Rock in 77, Power Ridge in 78, Highway to Hell in 79. AC/DC's popularity grew throughout the 70s, initially in Australia and then internationally. Their 1979 album, Highway to Hell, reached the top 20 in the United States and was their commercial breakthrough. However, February 19th, 1980, Scott died after a night out in London with former musicians and alleged drug dealer Alistair Kindler. AC/DC briefly considered disbanding. The group recruited vocalist Brian Johnson from the British glam rock band Generate, which you got to see those guys. Geordie. That's how you spell that band name. AC/DC's next album, Back in Black, was released only 5 months later and was a tribute to Scott. It is currently the second best-selling album of all time. AC/DC released a box set afterwards entitled Bonfire as a tribute to Scott in November of 1997. It contains 4 albums, remastered versions of Back in Black, Let There Be Rock, live from the Atlantic Studios, Let There Be Rock. The movie live from Atlantic Studios was recorded December of 1977. They did some remakes in there. So it's a box set, like I said, released November of 1997 for Scott. So other awards that he'd gotten over the years. AC/DC's 7th studio album, Back in Black, was released as a dedication and tribute to Scott. In 2003, Scott was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of AC/DC, with his nephews present to accept the honor on his late behalf. In 2003, Scott's final studio album with AC/DC, 1979's Highway to Hell, ranked 199th on Rolling Stone's top 500 greatest albums of all time. In 2004, the song Highway to Hell, that Scott co-wrote with Malcolm and Angus Young, ranked 254th on Rolling Stone's top 500 greatest songs of all time. July of 2004 issue of UK magazine Classic Rock, Scott was ranked as the number 1 in the list of 100 greatest frontmen, ahead of Freddie Mercury and Robert Plant. Now, before you get all upset, that was UK magazine, so Freddie Mercury, Robert Plant are going to be ranked a little higher than Axl Rose here and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. The sudden death of AC/DC frontman Bon Scott on February 19th, officially ruled as death by misadventure due to an acute alcohol poisoning, was fueled many conspiracy theories. These rumors are sustained in an incredible, believe 72-hour police investigation. The public toxicology report, inconsistencies with witnesses. I guess there's a documentary or film coming out about it. Some people think he died before or whatever. One of the original conspiracy theories of a musician. The Back in Black lyric theft theory. The most enduring conspiracy alleges that Bon Scott had completely written the lyrics for AC/DC's landmark album Back in Black before he died. There's believe the band, specifically Angus and Malcolm Young, took his notebooks and used his words without giving him credit or paying royalties to the estate. Scott's ex-girlfriend, Silver Smith, and several friends claimed that they saw his journals containing early lyrics to hits like "You Shook Me All Night Long." In the memoir, The Lives of Brian, replacement singer Brian Johnson strongly denied the myth, explaining how he wrote the lyrics to the title track on the spot in the studio. Angus Young also stated they avoided using any of Scott's notes to prevent looking like they were profiting from his death. The heroin overdose cover-up. The theory, biographer Jesse Fink, author of Bone, The Last Highway, heavily popularized the theory that Scott did not die from alcohol alone, but from a lethal heroin overdose. The theory suggests a massive cover-up by associates and the music industry to protect the band's squeaky clean image regarding hard drugs. Scott had allegedly survived 2 previous heroin overdoses and was moving in heavy drug circles in London at the time. Furthermore, Alistair Kinner, a friend who left Scott to sleep in his car, and other individuals present during his last 24 hours were allegedly tied to a local heroin trade. The official death certificate strictly cites acute alcohol poisoning. While a mix of drugs and alcohol is slightly plausible given his environment, concrete evidence of a medical or corporate cover-up has never been found. Here's another theory about it being a murder. A darker fringe theory suggests that Scott was intentionally murdered. Our proponents claim that someone deliberately redirected the car's exhaust fumes into the vehicle while he slept and to suffocate him. Because the story was he was told to go sleep it off in the car from partying too much, and so hence the exhaust fumes, not choking on his own vomit, like the reports say. Evidence cited. Some theorists claim the band wanted to get rid of Scott due to his escalating, unpredictable alcoholism. The counter-argument, the story was widely dismissed by music historians and those close to the band. AC/DC was on a global superstardom. Following Highway to Hell, the band actually considered breaking up out of grief after they died and heard of Scott's urging of Scott's parents. The theory, and now here's another one, frozen to death theory. Because Scott was left overnight in a small car during the freezing London February, popular theory suggests that he actually died of hypothermia. Kinnear left Scott draped in blankets in the car overnight because he couldn't wake him up. London winter temperatures easily drop low enough to induce hypothermia. So that's another case right there to cover up on that one. Well, extreme cold could likely be cause of physical distress. The medical examiner focused on the use volume of alcohol in his system. So there's conspiracy theories. They all come back saying, no, it was alcohol poisoning, this, that, and that. I believe that's how he died. That's how I'm going to keep believing. I'm not going to dig into conspiracy theories. The band wanted him dead. No, that's crap. That's not going to happen. Were drugs involved in it? Was it a hard dose heroin? Who knows? If it was, does it really matter? Did they steal his lyrics? They're the ones who have to sleep at night if they did or not. Doesn't mean they're not great songs still. If that's got to bother you, and they stole his lyrics and didn't give his family rights. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I don't think they did. I don't think they were that way. And like I said, if they did, they're the ones who have to sleep with themselves at night. But now that's it for this episode of Community College. For this, the 9th of July, day late edition, or 8th of July, but the 9th of July is Bon Scott's birthday tomorrow. So happy birthday to Bon Scott. Class dismissed.